Okay, good morning. Hopefully everybody got some rest over the break. I'm guessing that the majority of you are going to watch this after the fact. So a couple things. One of the things that we found out over the break is that the likelihood is that we're going to not be back in school. I guess probably the earliest might be May. So that's going to present a few issues for us. But we're pretty well set up still to make this work and to work together. So one of the things that I'm going to do is kind of maintain what we've done up to this point, time-wise, working through each day in the morning. I'll work through new lessons with each group, and I'll try to keep it to a half an hour to 45 minutes for the lessons. And then the one thing that we are going to change or try to change is I would like to try and get this more interactive. So in order to get it more interactive, I want to use something that's already set up for us, and it's called Microsoft Teams. Now, I know most people are using Zoom, and for right now, I'm going to avoid Zoom. One of the things that they say about Zoom is that they can record our sessions without permission. So our division's trying to lead us away from doing the Zoom app. However, if I don't like the way Microsoft Teams is working for us in larger groups, then I am more than likely to look at Zoom because it seems to work. So what I'm going to do today is I will start with Microsoft Teams. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I got a quick kick in the desk because it's shaking. The first thing that I'm going to do with Microsoft Teams is show you how to go about getting on Microsoft Teams and how you can access it. And then at some point later this morning, I want to set up meetings. And my biggest thing for today and tomorrow is twofold. The first thing is to get everybody set up so that we can have a group discussions, so that I have got contact from everybody within your class. So one of the things that I'm kind of asking everybody to do is get in touch with each other through your phones and just say, hey, we're going on live as a class at this time. And I put the times on Edmodo, but I'll put them back on the board in a second. And then second thing is to get some of these assignments in. What you may have read is that assessment still needs to be done, mostly to improve your mark, but it also is going to help us kind of get an understanding as to where we're at in terms of whether or not we are getting some of this material and comprehending the material. Plus, we are going to need to know how well we do comprehend the material. So the majority of our assessment from here till the end of the year is likely going to be exactly what happened on the Friday before the break was done, and that is I'll just send you assignments, and they need to be handed in. It's going to have to be up to you to number one, get the assignment done, and number two, just be honest about it. You're obviously going to be able to use your books for it. Okay, so Teams will not open with Safari, so you need to download the app. Okay, so first thing is, let me worry about that in a second. Okay, so for Teams, the first thing that you need to do is you need to be able to access your division email. So most of you haven't done that yet. So how to access your division email when you log on to Teams is as follows. It's your first name dot last name at nbsd.ca. So this is the email. Okay. All right. So this is the email that you're going to use when you log on to it. And I'm going to go through it on on the internet so that I can show you how to use it. And then your password is the same as your login for the school. Okay, so the first thing that we do, all right, in my case, when it comes to the password, so it's jarrett.newton@mbsd.ca, and then I use my password that I log on to the internet with. Okay, now I'm not sure if everybody, I'm guessing that not everybody at home, according to the comment here, has Chrome. There was an issue opening all of this with Safari. So you can do one of two things. I do this every time. Okay, so I go to MBSD website, and so the first thing that, again, I have to stress is that if you can use Google Chrome, that's the best way to do this. Otherwise, you may have to use the search for the Microsoft Teams app and go through it that way. So here's what I do. I go to login, and then I go to Students Office 365. So that's all on your MBSD website. Again, I have to use Chrome for it. Now, it will likely ask you to sign in using your account. And again, you use your MBSD password for this. Now, I don't know if you can use your own private password or not, but I know that for me to access you have to use your MBSD password for it. So then I go into Teams at this point. And under Teams, I have already set it up so that you will have access to the 3 classes that I've set up for you. Okay, so this is another part where it took a little bit of time. So this is going to show up. Now, I'm not sure how it looks on yours because I'm the creator of this. Okay, so when you do come on to the Teams app, all right, or the Teams on Google Chrome, you'll have your class predetermined. So for example, I'll use the grade 10s. Just want to dismiss this. I use the grade 10s, for example. Maybe. There we go. Okay. And just let me go back. What's going on here? Okay. So I have set up this app, and it doesn't say on here. Oh, right here it says I've added Tegan Addis and 20 other students to the team. And then at some point, I'm going to allow this to happen, and I'm going to set up my meeting with you. So I'll set up a time for the meeting, and then this is what you're going to see, although it looks like, I don't know where that camera is. Weird. Oh, it's using this camera. Okay. Well, I don't want to use that camera, but anyways, okay. So this is the app that we're going to use, and we'll try and do that just for a question and answer period for the time being. I know most of you are having difficulty going on there. It's tough to go on here and to ask questions because most of you don't have an account that you can that you're over 18, so you can't comment. So it's hard for you to ask questions. So we are going to attempt to do this meeting. Now, this meeting also will allow you to connect with everybody else in your class at that time. Okay, so if there's any questions, email me about this Teams thing. And this will be kind of our goal this morning, is to get this team set up. All right, so all I've done is set you up so that at some point today, we're going to have a meeting, a group meeting with everybody else in your class. Okay? So again, you're going to need your MBSD email and password in order to set up in the Teams account. So that again, sorry, I should have wrote that down. So this is for so if you don't have Google Chrome, then you may have to download the app in order to do it. Okay? So this is what we're going to attempt to do. All right? As for the assignments, I will keep a record on the board here to see who has handed in the assignments and who I'm missing. But my biggest thing right now is I don't know where everybody is at because I don't have a lot of information from everybody. So at some point between now and noon tomorrow, I need to get emails from everybody just to say, hey, this is where we're at. This is what's going to happen. All right. So that's basically how it's going to look. So for the foreseeable time, we are not going to be back in school anytime soon. So we are going to continue to, I will give lessons each day, and then we'll have team meetings after the lessons that you can ask for help. And then most Fridays I'll send assignments home for the weekend so that you can get them done. And that's basically where your assessments are going to come from for the next, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 months, depending on how long this this goes. Okay, so I've got some comments on here. Anybody else have anything you want to add this morning? So this morning is going to look like this. When I get off here, so let's say 9:18, I'm going to go through 6.1 with the grade 10s. Intro to Applied Pre-Calc. At 10 o'clock, I'll go through 6.1 with Applied 30S. At about 10:45, I will go through 6.1 with the Applied 40S. And at some point in here, I also have to start looking at physics with this group. And then at about 11:45, I will do a team meeting with grade 10. At 12:15, a team meeting with grade 11. And at 12:45, a team meeting with the grade 12s. Okay, now basically today's team meetings are just going to get this stuff organized. All right, we are going to try our best to just get life organized and find out what we need. What are some of the things, whether or not the technology is going to work for you guys. We have to go through all of this in the next day or two. All right. No, you don't have provincial exams. We don't know about exams. The questions are about the exams at the end of the year. For sure, the grade 12 provincial exams are a no-go. I guess whether or not we have an exam at the end of the year will depend on whether or not we're back in school by June. I can't say for sure. I don't think anybody can. So right now, I'm just going to go based on basically just going on daily work as we go here. And that's the best that we're going to be able to do at this point. All right. Any other questions this morning? Okay, I'm going to log off on this one. I'm going to go live. Any problems, any concerns, anything you need, just email me or text me if you have my number. It's going to get shaky to start with, but I think we can get into a rhythm, and I think we can get this all taken care of, and you'll be comfortable finishing up these courses. Okay? So grade 10s, I'll be on in 1 minute with you on 6.1.